Hello YouTube. I know it's been a while since I've been on YouTube to do a video, but I felt compelled and I felt the need to do this video from this young lady. I'm not going to give out her name. I will keep her name anonymous because she didn't say that it was okay to give out her name. This is my first Q&A, but I felt the need to do this video, so please stay tuned. The question reads, "Hello everyone. It has been a long time since I've been on here, but I need some advice. Okay, as you know, I have PCOS and I am trying to work with it, but it is so hard. I see people more and more having kids, and me and my babe want our own so bad. My grandma says if it is meant to be, it will be. Just leave it alone and let God work, but I am determined to have my own baby. It has gotten so bad that I don't like to be around other people with kids because of the fact that I don't have one. I know that sounds selfish. That is what my sister says, but she has two kids, so easy for her to say. Anyways, my question is, how do y'all get through this? And what do you suggest I do? The pressure is so heavy, my friends and his don't understand how we have been together this long and no baby. It is a lot of pressure from them everywhere I go. Someone asked me, I feel like I'm going to explode. Help. Any ideas will help. Thank you for your time. P.S. They don't know I have PCOS because I choose to keep it private, and he is fine with that. But we Okay, so I have been with my boyfriend for 8 years, soon to be 9, and I go through the same thing with friends and family asking me or telling me it's my turn to have a child, or asking me when would I have a child. I know it's hard with PCOS, when people come up to you and they tell you that, you know, you should be having a child, or you should have been had a child, or y'all been together for so long, when y'all gonna have a child? I go through the same exact thing. And I really don't have an answer for them when they walk up to me and say, well, when you gonna have a child? I say, my go-to answer is I have a child when I'm ready. You don't necessarily have to tell your family or your friends that you have PCOS if you want to keep it private. If it's something that you want to keep private, you don't have to, let it be out there. And as far as being around kids, or it's hard to be around kids, well, you said your sister has kids, and I don't know how y'all relationship are, I don't know how your relationship is with her, because you said that you don't want to be around people that has kids. I wouldn't say that it's selfish. I would say that I understand from a perspective of not being able to have kids or having PCOS, which makes it hard to have kids. So it's not impossible to have kids with PCOS, but it does make it hard. Um, my suggestion to you is to do what your grandma said. I wouldn't say, don't do anything, but I would say, leave some things to God, give it to God, and He will make it easier for you to be around people that have kids. Um, for me, it's heartwarming to see someone pregnant, to see someone with kids. It's heartwarming for me. I don't understand, um, how hard really it is for you, but on my perspective, I worked as a substitute teacher, and being around kids was a joy for me. I would say look at it as when other people are having kids, look at it as if it were you and someone was going through what you're going through, and they're saying that they don't want to be around you because you are pregnant or you have kids. That would kind of hurt someone's feelings. I do understand exactly how you're feeling, what you're going through, because when I was diagnosed, which was in 2013, but I did have symptoms when I was 13. So I've been dealing with this since I was 13 years old. I am now 25 years old and I'm still suffering from PCOS. I was diagnosed in 2013. So for 3 years I've known, but from the time that I was 13, I have known that something was not right. So when I was diagnosed in 2013, I was put on metformin. Metformin is not um, an awesome medication at all. It gives you side effects that gives you the runs and everything. So I totally understand what you're going through, baby girl. And I say to you, the way to get through being around people with kids is to just embrace, open your heart to accept children, open your heart to accept people that have children, because I think children are precious. And I totally understand that you want to have your own someday, but I say, you and your sister get together and talk, and you spend time with, your niece or your nephew or whatever, and, see how it goes. Babysit for her one day. I understand that, they're not your kids, but just be around them and spend time with her kids, and then you know it will make it much easier for you when you do get kids to see how it is to have children. So I'm not saying that it's impossible, because it is totally possible, to get past what people say. Give them an answer to say, I'll have children when I'm ready, because people are becoming younger and younger and having children. 16 and pregnant is no longer the phase now. It's people that's, you know, kids that where I'm from, some of them are middle school, elementary school, and they're getting pregnant. So it it really is just a phase. So, you don't have to tell your family or your friends that, hey, I have PCOS, and then they look at you cross-eyed like, well, what is PCOS? PCOS goes unknown. It is an unknown thing that people just, slide off the side of the slate, and it is more, common for someone to talk about cancer than it is for someone to talk about PCOS until they're diagnosed, and then their doctor diagnosed them with PCOS, and they're like, well, what is PCOS? It's basically when you have cysts on your ovaries, and it gives you facial hair, unwanted hair, everything under the sun that you don't want. So that's my backstory. I've been with my boyfriend for as long as you've been with yours, and I understand how hard it could be to not want to be around people. And I used to be that way, but I had to learn how to embrace what a child really is. A child is a miracle. A child is something precious, something innocent. And the people with children, and I walk in the grocery store and I see somebody walking with that baby, I'm like, oh, they're so cute, and I can't wait till it's my time. That's how I turn my negative feeling of not being able to have children the other way around. I turn it into something positive, because when I see people with kids, I'm like, oh, they're so pretty, they're so pretty, they're so precious. I be on Facebook and I see people posting pictures of their children. I don't feel bad at all. I feel bad at the fact that it's hard for me to get there, but I don't feel bad that they have children and I don't. That's not something that I will hold against someone. So that's my answer to um, being able to be around children, or being able to be around someone with kids, because you said your sister has kids, so I imagine you will be around your nieces or nephews, or nieces and nephews, around the holidays, or just a typical day, or whatever the case may be. So I imagine, that no matter what lifestyle that you live, you're gonna have to be around kids. Whether it be in the grocery store, or just a typical day, or you work with kids, or whatever the case may be. So I feel that, just embrace children, embrace people that have children, and sometimes it could give you encouragement because you said you want kids bad. So it will give you encouragement to work even harder being around children, because they're such a joy to your life, and they can bring, ups, they can bring downs, but at the end of the day, they are precious and they are so innocent, and they can give you something so fulfilling, something, a reason for you to live. So I say embrace people with children and embrace children. That's my answer to, dealing with PCOS alone is a hard battle to fight, and breaking the news to people is even harder. There are some family and friends that will embrace you through your difficulty. So PCOS alone is something hard to deal with. Breaking the news could be even harder when breaking the news to family or friends. But if you have a solid family and you have a solid amount of friends and you really do want to tell them, um, then I say, find a time to tell them when you feel like the time is right, or you feel compelled to. Hey, I'm tired of them asking me, well, when you gonna have kids? I'm tired of them being on my back and saying this, that, and the third. About me having children, or you've been together for so long, why you don't have any kids, or what's taking so long for you to have kids? So if you're being pressured and you feel like, it's so hard dealing with this, and then on top of that, I have to deal with family and friends pressuring me about having children, or asking me when I'm going to have children, or whatever the case is, as I have read in your question or your letter, to find help. So I feel that, um, my story is that, my mom went with me to the doctor when I was diagnosed. And so, when I was told, my mom was there, and I told her what was happening and what was going on, and she was like, well, what exactly is PCOS? So I was explaining to her what PCOS was. It basically means that I have cysts on my ovaries, and it causes these things to happen. So I went through the list of what it causes. And, I was consoled by her. I told my dad, unfortunately he passed last year in January. But I told him, and I told them together, and, I was consoled, and I was told, it's going to be okay. Don't listen to the doctors. They're very spiritual people, and so am I. And, it was like, well, don't listen to the doctors, because many people have been told that they couldn't have kids, and they ended up having kids. So you never know what the result of telling your friends and your family will do for you. And if you have, what you say you have, your family will be your family, and they'll console you, and they'll help you, and they'll, give you suggestions through your difficult time, as such as I'm giving you right now. So you never know what the end result gonna be when you break the news. I know it's hard. It can be hard. It can even bring tears to your eyes when you break the news, because you feel so low and you feel so down when you get diagnosed with something as such as this. But if you break the news, I think it will bring your family and your friends closer to you, rather than, you know, break the chain and be like, oh, you have PCOS, you're contagious, or something like that. But I think breaking the news could be easier for you to get through your difficulty, rather than trying to face it with just you and him alone. I think it will bring your family and your friends, draw your family and friends closer to you, rather than pull y'all apart. My last suggestion to you is, number one, above all, have faith, and prayer works. Faith without works is dead. So prayer and faith go together. For me, when I read this excerpt from Carol Foster, Ovarian Cyst Miracle, it made me not want to take metformin. I stopped immediately because while metformin has its positive properties, it also has its negative properties, and the negative outweigh the positives. So, um, this is what it says. It says metformin helps to lower insulin levels by assisting your body to transport glucose using less insulin. Metformin may also help in lowering cholesterol and improving energy levels. The benefits of metformin come with a price tag, which involves the many side effects of metformin. The many side effects include, but not limited to, general malaise, fatigue, gastrointestinal disturbances, vomiting, and frequent bowel movements or diarrhea, vitamin B12 malabsorption, pregnancy complications, liver or kidney problems, hair loss, and anemia. Conventional treatments for PCOS has undesirable side effects and uncertain long-term health consequences. So, I'm not saying that you need to stop taking it, but it was just my personal choice. But my suggestion is if you're trying to get pregnant and then the side effect of metformin is pregnancy complications, I wouldn't take it. So, next I have the road to curing PCOS is exercise. Exercise is a great stress reliever no matter what type of exercise that you're doing. My personal exercise is Zumba. Sometimes I work out in the gym as well, but some people find that doing push-ups and doing cardio and things of that nature are just it's just too much. It causes more stress than it does relieve it. So if you're not one of those people that feel like you need to do it out in the gym, I suggest something like Zumba or size. Which, if you don't want to go to the gym to do Zumba, I suggest that you buy the DVDs, which can be bought on beachbody.com, and size is something new that Sean T created, which can be bought off of beachbody.com. Also, they have mixed fit. I love and enjoy mixed fit and Zumba. So that might be something that you want to look into, and that's beachbody.com. Diet and exercise go together. So along with exercise, you want to do a good diet. Some people, when they're exercising, they choose a good balanced diet, whole grains, whole foods, things like that. Some people use blueapron.com, hellofresh.com, those types of websites to eat fresh. Some people go to Whole Food stores and do their own shopping. It just all depends on you. Detoxification. D Health Store has great detox remedies, and my suggestion is to use the Hootie Ma'at. He's a celebrity herbalist. I chose to go with his detox remedies, and they suggest that you first start off with the full body detox and then whatever detox you want to do after that. So my personal choices have been the full body detox, the Candida Cleanse, the Parasite Cleanse, the Total Woman Cleanse, and the Total Woman Cleanse is what's going to solve your ovarian cyst. Every female complication that there is that you have, such as the menstrual cycle that comes with PCOS, whether you have a heavy menstrual cycle or no menstrual cycle at all, it is what's going to help with you being able to conceive. They also have a womb cleanse before you become pregnant. You can cleanse where the baby is going to live. So he also has articles that he has written, and it's a really good website. I suggest that you check out thehealthstore.com. It's amazing. Also, some people, they don't have a menstrual cycle, such as myself. So I choose to use BV cream. He has BV cream on his website, but the BV cream that I have been using is called RePhresh. And I also take the capsules and use the cream because along with PCOS, if you don't have a menstrual cycle, it has where your uterus lining, which is your endometrium, becomes thickened, and it causes sometimes, like a certain type of smell to back up in your vajayjay. So, to stay, healthy and cleansed, I use RePhresh. And, yeah, that's all the information I have. For proper vitamins, if you want to choose to go with the um, the Carol Foster Detoxification instead of the Health Store. Her book is called Ovarian Cyst Miracle, and I can leave the website and all of my information that I'm putting into this slide down below, in the description box. But the supplements is Vitomegawoman Multivitamin, B Complex, NAC, Probiotics, Ultimate Probiotic for being Total EFA, Progesta Plus is a progesterone cream, D-Pinitol 600, and Vitex 750 Chaste extract, Woman's Balance by Kokora. I'll leave all this information in the description box. I hope this helps. If you have any more questions or something that I didn't explain, just leave your questions down below and I will get to them. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, be blessed, keep your head up, and I hope I answered your question and concerns. Bye.